Hi, I'm Tammy Greenberg, Senior Vice President of Business Development at the RAB, and welcome to the Radio on Main Street podcast. This series was recorded on site at the 2025 ANA Masters of Marketing Conference in Orlando, Florida, where Team RAB spent the week learning, growing, and sharing the power of radio with more than 3,000 brand marketers. The conference theme was Powering the Industry Agenda, and we heard a lot about growth driven by the fusion of AI, data, and human creativity, all working together to deepen connections and deliver real results. In this episode, Mike Hulvey, RAB's President and CEO, sits down with Jenny Nelson, Chief Marketing Officer at Audacy, and an Executive Committee member of the RAB Board of Directors to discuss how collaboration across our industry is fueling innovation, testing AI to accelerate success while keeping our creators and human connections at its core. Together, they're going to explore how unified messaging ensures that we're all speaking with one powerful voice to truly power our own industry agenda.
Radio on Main Street continues from the ANA in Orlando. Jenny Nelson joins us, a member of our board from Audacy. And, we made again, to our viewers, they may not appreciate this. We do. Our most recent board meeting was your first on the executive committee in person.
It was.
And one of the things that I love about our board is you all say the same thing. How can we help? Mm-hmm. This podcast in Orlando was actually made possible by a technical crew from one of our board members, Rob Babin at Cox. We were just sharing off air some ideas that we're working on and moving some ideas forward for the industry. You said, hey, I'll connect A to B and then we'll help. I love that about our board and our industry because we are working very, very well together for the greater good of the industry.
One of the things so I've been on the board for a little over a year now, and I think that one of the things that has been so positive for me is the experience of collaborating with the other board members, of sharing ideas, what's working, what's not, because at the end of the day, we're all trying to speak with one voice about the power of radio, about what's happening in audio, and that group is amazing at collaboration, partnership, and how do we drive this forward together? Because we're better together.
You are hitting on all the points.
I'm trying.
You are doing a great job, and I have to say, during my time at RAB, it's the thing that I'm most proud of.
I think we had our first meetings together.
We did.
Like your first meeting.
In my role was
role was my first meeting. Yeah, that's right. So we're doing this together.
We are, and this, what you see behind us, the audio leader, and all of the different ways that we connect. Again, this is an evolution. Some of it is a bit of a revolution, but this is radio, and One Voice for Radio all comes from this and the work that we've been doing. It was interesting earlier today. I mentioned this when you first came up, and that was, there was a marketer who looked at the word influencers, and she said, that's right. That's what you guys do.
Yeah.
You're the original influencers. Now, I didn't put those words in her mouth, but from this, she connected with that, which is one of our great strengths. And your company just recently, as of this taping, released some information that reinforces that value proposition of just how important our content is, our personalities are, and our brands.
So we put out a thought leadership piece, white paper, about twice a year called The State of Audio. And the one that we released just this week is all about creators. It's called The Creator Effect. And I think it's one of the best ones that we've put out so far because it captures so perfectly what our strength is in the radio business. It is about creating amazing content, telling stories, connecting fans and brands. And you sort of, the buzzword now is this creator economy. Like the creator economy is exploding. We are the original creator economy. And even more than that, like we have these storytellers that are fans in local communities, whether it be a community of sports fans or a community that loves the morning show. I live in San Francisco, and I have spent the last 25 years listening to the Alice Morning Show. And I remember when I first started listening to them, I was like dying to see what do they look like? Like, I want to be friends with them, and that's what radio does. It's like that. It is a creator effect. It's this idea that fans feel like they have a relationship with the people that they love to listen to.
I live in Indianapolis, and unabashed Colts season ticket holder, 20 plus years, and a fan. On a bit of a roll. Thank you very much. Not taking that for granted. But to your point, I listen to a local sports station, and there are 4 individuals on this sports station that I listen to every morning. And I always feel like I'm the 5th one in the room.
Right.
Who else in this hallway? Who else in this hallway? And this is where my pride for radio comes and audio. Who else in this hallway can say that?
Yeah,
They can't.
It is the connection. The reason why I love this business, the reason why I love radio and audio, is because you feel like you know the creators, you feel like you know the talent, you're part of the story, and it means something. Like, it's relationships. It's people pick up the phone and call. They stand in line to meet. These are the influencers that are helping, that are trusted voices, that are creating impact, that are driving outcomes. It's special, and it's fun to be part of it.
And technology has allowed us to expand. So, at our core, here is a one-to-one or one-to-many. And then through technology, we create individual relationships, and we're able to expand what we do. And that's where I get excited about technology in our business. I spoke to a group of state association directors at the NAB last year. And I said, I think our greatest days are yet to come, because we now have ways to touch people that we never did before. Right. And I had somebody come up to me afterwards and said, do you really believe that? I do really believe that.
I think about the way that I consume content today, and it's different from the way my kids consume content, but it's totally different from the way that I was doing it 5 years ago. Right. And it's changing, like, every day. I get in my car, I drive to the office, I'm listening to the radio. I get on an airplane, I'm listening to my podcast. I get home from dinner, I'm listening to audio on my smart speaker. And you think about all of the ways that we have to consume our favorite stories, and it's changing so quickly. But I think the benefit is we can get it anywhere, everywhere, and we're more connected to it than we've ever been in the past, especially as we have these influencers that are multi-platform, that are on social media, that are on the radio, that have their own podcast. I mean, I love that some of our best podcasts are radio shows that are doing a special extra hour, or telling different stories through the podcast, or time-shifted listening. And that's all advances that have been made because of what's happening in the way that we're consuming media today.
AI last year here at this show was very much front and center. Today it's becoming more ingrained into what is now going to be the DNA of the ecosystem. Interested in your view and Audacy's view of AI.
I love the innovation that's happening with AI. It's getting us to think differently, but it's also just speeding everything up, right? And so whether it's using AI as part of the sales process, or accelerating the way that we go to market, because we've got these tools at our fingertips that help us move more quickly. Like, that's what AI is doing right now. We were talking about before the podcast, we were talking about some of what you're doing with AI, and I think we're playing in a lot of sandboxes right now, testing a lot of things to see how can we improve and make our sales process more effective. How can we use AI as part of marketing? How can we use AI to amplify our messaging from a B2B perspective? So there's a lot that we're exploring, a lot that we're testing, and we're going to break some things along the way, and hopefully test, learn, improve, and ultimately move faster, which is, I think, the greatest part of AI for us right now.
On day one of this conference, we had 2 speakers. One, an AI guru, from Europe who has very big ideas and seems to understand the infrastructure of AI and the challenges, but also where the possibilities are, and in some ways introduce some things that were a little scary to the room.
Yeah.
The next speaker comes in, Mark Pritchard from Procter & Gamble, and talks about the value of blocking and tackling.
Right.
And the basics, and that relationship to a brand, and knowing your consumer. Both things fit together.
They do. And it's funny that you say that. So I sat in like a breakout session a couple of days ago about B2B marketing, and there was a woman who works for an AI company, and some of the things that she was saying, like she was talking about 2045, and I was like, whoa. But it's interesting because I think you're right. I mean, there's no question that the blocking and tackling is always the human part of what we do is always going to be important. The storytelling, the connection with advertisers, the connection with brands, the what we do on the radio and putting out content that matters to the communities that we're serving, delivering podcasts that are stories that create impact and change and get people to think or laugh or cry. That's all human. But it can be interwoven with what AI can bring us to help us amplify it, to help us expand it, to help us move more quickly.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time. This is my first ANA.
Oh, this is your
first?
first?
This is my first Masters. I've been to other ANA events, but this is my first time in Orlando, so I'm having a lot of fun.
Have you been on information overload?
A little bit. I've met so many people. It's been really fun. I've talked to, and what's really interesting is earlier in the week I was with a bunch of CMOs at this like CMO breakout session, and different brands from automotive to B2B brands to technology, financial services. And we're all challenged with the same problem. So everyone's worried about measurement. Everyone's talking about AI. Everyone's figuring out how do we expand our customer base? How do we move more quickly? And we're all, and that, I struggle with, how do you merge the business to consumer so that it all weaves together? Everyone's challenged with the same thing. And that's what's been really fun, is hearing case studies and what's working and what hasn't worked. And similar to the RAB board, I feel like this is an environment where we're all in this together. How do we amplify and get better at what we're doing as marketers? As
we move together, and that's a very strong point, the current is carrying us together. Like we're all going in, whether we like it or not. No, it's
pulled under. Sometimes we're
right, but we're all going in the same direction.
Yeah.
We really are. But some of us are a little ahead of others. Some of us are, pulled under, if you will. But one of the themes from the conference is it's okay to fail.
Yes.
Because that means you're trying and you're learning, and then you take those learnings and you apply them to the next opportunity. Not trying is a failure.
Without a doubt. And somebody asked me earlier today, if there's something that you're going to take from this conference and go back, what is that one thing? And it's exactly what you just said. We need to be fearless and unapologetic, and we need to go out and try things and be bold. And when I think about my life and my professional career, the times that I'm most proud of is when I made bold choices, when I was part of doing something a little bit different, moving out of the lane and trying something, because I think that that's when real change and real opportunity occurs.
Well, we appreciate you.
Thank
you.
you.
We appreciate your leadership, your vision,
and
your
I
energy.
It is such a pleasure to be on the RAB board. I love what we're doing. The culture of that group, which is led by you, is so powerful, and I think it's making a huge difference, and I love being part of it.
Well, we appreciate having you on board. I too love it. I love the collaboration. I like the how can I help?
Yep.
And as we began this conversation, it was another member of the RAB board who said, hey, I'll raise my hand. I'll help make something small happen, which actually will be impacting a lot of people. And there will be many, many more of those things to come.
Yep. Well, I'm excited to be part of it. So
thank you.
Thank you.
What an inspiring conversation and a powerful reminder that radio's greatest strength lies in its people and its partnerships. As our industry embraces new technology, explores new platforms, and connects with listeners wherever they are, one thing remains constant, and that's radio's unmatched ability to tell authentic stories, to build trust, and to drive results.